one thing that I know about myself, and I'm going to share this on YouTube.
Okay, let's do it.
One of my biggest insecurities, like as far as I can remember, are Hi friends, so we are going to continue our conversation on overcoming insecurities. So we totally were going to record one and we were done with it. Then we got to talking and we're like, this is too good. We have to share this. So we turned the camera back on and here we go. We're going to continue our conversation. And this time our focus is going to be on getting free from what other people think about us, because that is so much part of everyone's lives, right? Like we all struggle with that, especially because of social media. But I was just telling Anna, like, you know, this summer we're all gonna go to weddings, we're gonna go to the pool, we're gonna go to the beach, we're gonna go on vacation, we're gonna post those pictures, and we're gonna be like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna look at my flabby arms or my little chub that I didn't get to lose yet, you know? And so we're so worried and so concerned about what people are thinking about us constantly. Every time we post a picture, we want to put new filters on because we're so concerned. So we're going to talk about how can we just get free of that, because that's such a bondage. So what do you think is like the number one reason that we struggle with that?
Yeah, well, in my book, I say that, you know, people don't think about you the way you think they think about you. And why is that? Because they're too worried about themselves.
Wow.
You know, we are selfish by nature. We just are. That's kind of just how the curse that we have, the curse of sin that has come on is just in us. And the enemy is really good at getting us to believe that everyone's mind is on us, and it's not.
Yeah.
Because everyone's mind is on themselves, you know?
That's the truth.
And so we can really be free in that, to be our complete selves, because I know that no one's worried about me. You know, no one's thinking about me. And if they are, if those few people maybe are talking bad about me or thinking bad about me, why is that? What are they doing that out of?
Right.
They're doing that out of their own insecurity.
Right.
And so we can be our complete selves and not give a care in the world about how I look. Now there's, you know, levels of that. We want to be presentable and we want to be honoring to God within our bodies and within our presentation. But we don't have to be nitpicky about the things that we might be insecure about, because we know that nobody really cares.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I know that sounds harsh, but like nobody cares about those things that you care about. So be free from it. Be the person God's called you to be, because, you know, nobody is expecting you to be something that you're not.
Right.
And so there's so much freedom that can come when we truly not only just know that, but remember that when we do go to those functions, when we do go to the pool and we're feeling insecure about our bodies. No one's looking at you.
Yeah.
They're not.
It's so true, because, and one thing that I know about myself, and I'm going to share this on YouTube.
Okay, let's do it.
One of my biggest insecurities, like as far as I can remember, are my arms. Like I absolutely was like, oh, I hate my arms because it's like so flabby, whatever. And so what I notice is like when I see someone, the first thing I always notice is their arms, and I think back to my arms. I'm like, oh, she has really nice arms, or oh, her arms are chubbier than mine, you know? And so it's like what you said, it's rooted in my own insecurity, whether I compare it to another person or put them down. It's based on my own insecurities. So if we could all just get rid of that root cause of insecurity, we would be in such a better place, and we would be better friends, we would be better moms.
Right. Well, and you have to remember, everyone struggles in one form or another. Okay. So you might look at someone and say, oh my gosh, she has perfect arms, I hate her, or whatever. You have envy because of her arms, because that's important to you, or that's something that you wish you had. You don't even know what she's struggling with.
Right.
You don't even know if her husband left her, or if she can't get pregnant, or, you know, there are just so many things that people go through.
Yeah.
And so we can have empathy for people, even when we see something that we desire, that they have, and say, man, I wonder what they struggle with, or I wonder if they have insecurities too, because they do. Just to let you know, everyone does in one form or another. And so, you know, we can really just take the mask off and take off, you know, those things that hold us back from one another, and say, this is just who I am, and we can love each other through those hardships and through those things that are just not great in our own worlds, you know.
And I think that's so true, because insecurities are the one common denominator that we have. Even though it's a bad thing, we all have that in common. And the more we talk about it, the more we realize, regardless of like the color of your skin or the age or whatever, we are so alike, then we are different. And when we start talking about it, then we're able to build bridges and we're able to have relationship. And I think that's one of the key things that, Paul says that I boast in my weakness.
Yep.
But for when I am weak, then God is strong. And Jesus comes even bigger to the other person, because when I am weak, his strength is made perfect, right? And so just like that, when I talk about my weakness to you, all of a sudden you tell me your weakness.
Absolutely.
And what happens is we break barriers and we build bridges, and God is glorified because now we are friends, now we're sisters in Christ, and we get to do ministry together, we get to work together. And if we just focused on our insecurities and we put this guard up or this wall up, we would never have that.
Right.
And then the devil would totally be happy. It's like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. So I think that's one of the reasons Paul says, I boast in my weakness.
Yes.
Let's talk about our weakness. Let's, let's rejoice that we have weaknesses, that we have to rely on Christ and rely on each other.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think God, I talk in my book, like, insecurity is not a destination, or freedom from insecurity is not a destination you're going to arrive at.
Right.
I don't believe that on this side of heaven, that we're going to be completely free of all insecurities. Yes, you can overcome certain ones as you grow and know Jesus more, but there's going to be new ones.
Yeah.
There's always going to be new ones. And why is that? I feel like God, in his infinite wisdom, allows insecurities in our hearts, or allows those things in our hearts to drive us to him.
Yes.
Because if we didn't have any insecurities, we wouldn't need him.
Yeah.
If we didn't
We
have
would be
any
perfect.
hardships, if we didn't have any hardships or anything that would drive us to our knees or drive us to his throne, then that's what we really need is him. And he knows that. And he also knows that we will probably try and live a life or create a life that doesn't need him.
Yeah.
Because that's just a natural thing, that we want to be independent of him.
Yes.
But that's not where true life is. True life is being dependent on him.
Yes.
And so he may allow things in our lives to drive us to him. And so, like you said, I boast in my weakness, because when I am weak, he is strong.
Yes. And you were able to write a book about your insecurities and set people free from their insecurities and help them through that journey because of your story, because of the insecurities that you faced.
Right.
And now
And
you
he's
can
been
boast.
glorified.
Yes. Now you can boast in your weakness. You might be in your journey where you're not ready to boast about your weakness because you're in the thick of it. But you're going to come out one day and you're going to be maybe writing a book or on YouTube sharing about how you overcame that. And you're going to help somebody else walk through their journey of insecurity. And that's so important. The other day when I was reading the Bible, God spoke to me through the story of Adam in creation. So God creates Adam and he creates everything, and he says, this is good, this is very good. Yet he says, this is not very good when it comes to Adam being alone.
Yeah.
And he creates Eve, and he says that Adam needs a helper, right? That's who Eve is. Eve is his helper.
Yeah.
So if Adam was perfect, if Adam was enough, if Adam could do it all, and if Adam was in himself whole, he would not need a helper.
Right.
But God said that he needs a helper because he wasn't perfect. Adam was not perfect. God didn't create any of us to be perfect, to be enough, to have it all. We all need God, and we all need each other.
Yeah.
And so it's not meant to put us down or beat us up or have us in a state of despair or depression, but rather to rely on God, like Anna was saying, to draw us closer to him and to walk with him and to have relationship with each other and to know that, hey, I need my sister, I need my mom, I need my brother, I need my husband, and we get to do life together. And that is one of the purposes that God has created us for, which is relationship.
Absolutely.
And that comes because of the way that God wired us, not perfect, not enough.
Yeah.
And that's so important because we live in a world that makes us think we need to be enough.
Right, and we're not.
We're not. We're not.
No, we don't
We're
have
not
to be
created
enough.
that way.
He is enough, and I know it's a really popular saying right now.
Yeah.
I'm enough.
Yes.
It's like, no, you're, I mean,
you're
I'm
not.
sorry, but you're not. Like, and people who are not Christians, that I understand that they don't see the correlation there, but it is a good thing to not be enough.
Yeah.
Because then that's when he comes in and he's enough through us.
Right. And the pressure is off. You're not going to be enough. You're not enough. You don't have to try or prove yourself and live under that bondage of trying to prove yourself all the time, because that's what I find myself, because I don't get those affirmations. Like I said, as a mom, I feel like I have to prove myself, and so I have to break that bondage. And one of the ways is that I have to say, I don't have to be perfect, but I'm going to try every day to be the best mom for my children. And that doesn't mean I'm perfect. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be perfectly enough for them in every moment. There's no way.
And no one is. No one else is either.
Exactly.
And that's the beautiful thing about it is, we can show that and build a bridge to each other to say, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. And people who think that they are, like, they're just lying to themselves, so you can kind of see that. So yeah.
Yeah. So overcoming the fear of people or their opinions really also starts with your heart, realizing that you're not enough and they're not enough. None of us are enough, because God didn't create us to be perfect enough people. God created us to be people who have to rely on Him and each other. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you, Anna, for joining us for another session. I'm Simi John, cheering you on.